Hello, everyone. We're pleased to meet you today for this 30-minute webinar dedicated to the retail sector. While traditional businesses continue to struggle against their online competitors, some are looking for services that exploit big data and customization to increase online sales. We will cover 4 points, starting with an overview: what challenges are retailers facing, what are the use cases and growth levers resulting from analytics, which technologies and best practices to keep in mind, and finally, a use case recommendation. To start this webinar, I'm pleased to introduce myself. My name is Juliette Dumonteil, and I'm a data expert at Indexima. The retail and trade sectors, like all industries, have seen data usage explode since the last decade. What are the particularities of analytics in retail versus bank or manufacturing? They have an older culture. For example, we've been dealing with data since the advent of loyalty cards, which have been popular for over 20 years. The data warehouse is very much anchored in this business sector. On the other hand, they must face a dominant, sometimes predatory player that is threatening all retail markets in a very systemic way. Amazon first successfully attacked the book market, then gradually all online businesses, and is now holding nearly 50% share of the e-commerce in the United States. As an introduction, we can ask the following questions. How can e-commerce cope with Amazon's success by taking advantage of big data? Can trades and retail continue to do business as usual? The time of competition has come. The threat is present, and no player is safe given the excellent execution capacity and cash reserve of the leader. If we look at Amazon's key successes, it's based on 3 pillars: an acute sense of e-customer experience, a never-ending cost-cutting race, and an intrinsic innovation culture. By questioning retailers, one realizes that their concerns are close to the virtuous model as Amazon. Innovation: 75% of retailers think that technology can bring new services. Digitalization is a key point, and AI can help speed up processes. And finally, for 80% of them, investing in intelligent data systems is a priority. How analytics is a crucial lever for use cases in retail. Real-time is a critical notion in the world of retail because many use cases depend on it, be it the analysis of consumer behavior, consumer acquisition and retention strategies, fraud, or supply chain. Let's start with the consumer. Social media is talkative. A real ecosystem has been thriving in the past 10 years around social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and many others. Many actors, consumers, influencers tweet about brands, retailers, their product experience, or buying experience. That constitutes a source of analysis and an extraordinary influence. Retailers and brands understand this and seek to understand the impact of their brand. Retailers must monitor online sentiment and respond in real time with relevant messages or offers. The goal is to treat real-time and continuous data stream in order to have a 360-degree view and a better response. Automatic VOC systems are becoming crucial to understand, analyze, and respond to consumers appropriately. Intelligent, automatic, and autonomous solutions are particularly suitable to manage the hundreds of thousands of consumer interactions on the web. Upsell and cross-sell recommendations to customers are the most widely used use cases of big data in the retail sector. This allows retailers to increase their online sales by recommending the relevant products and promotions in real time. Products can be recommended based on what other similar customers have purchased. Amazon has widely popularized these systems. According to a 2018 study, more than 50% of consumers indicate that a recommendation improves their shopping experience by either confirming their first choice or by switching to the proposed alternative. On the contrary, 38% of the same consumers do not return to a retailer making recommendations that do not make sense to them. The recommendation engine has become a commodity, but still needs to be relevant and adapted. The merger of physical and online purchases have become critical. This shows that our buying habits, alternate or combined, depend on the case online and physical. We are talking about phygital. Amazon spends billions buying physical store networks. There were talks of $13 billion in the Whole Foods Market network in 2017, $600 million in Deliveroo in March 2019. Amazon is also developing several contactless stores. This shows that online, which represents only around 10% of the world's retail market, will not be able to become a global player itself. The traditional actors have a lead on the monster that they have to manage by taking advantage of their data, as Amazon does on habits of its customers on the web. Retail fraud can range from fraud in customer service returns and abuse to credit risk for larger purchases, such as discovery of fraud networks or customers on social networks activity. It could also be serious security breaches that endanger customers' private information. Retailers need to protect their margins and reputation by proactively detecting fraudulent activity. Fraud takes up a 0.68% margin. When you know the obsession and the billions invested to increase margins by cents, fraud detection is a key point for merchants to take back that margin. In the supply chain, data is big because of the needs to plan long-term sales and short-term stocks to forecast sales and orders, often shared with suppliers. This needs to be done as precisely as possible and at the lowest cost. The search for the best price-quality ratio is an obsession, and the cost-saving stories of cents won bits by Amazon are endless. Chain optimization is also the reduction of waste by analyzing the sales rate by store compared to the pallet size and the duration of conservation. The objective is to identify and optimize the product store combinations and avoid unnecessary losses by reducing costs and increasing profitability. The use of data in the supply chain is one of the key points in the absolute and endless search for cost reductions. Through these use cases, we understand why analytics as a whole, descriptive and predictive using models of machine learning, is a strategic subject for CIOs. Now, I would like to share what constitutes for me one of the challenges of a data-driven organization. First, detailing the different uses of analytics and what they cover, then the characteristics of a powerful data platform for an operational end-to-end data flow. Recent technological developments in analytics class them into three broad categories. First, modern BI platforms. Modern BI technologies were created to meet the demands for flexibility, fast data access, and advanced analysis. The term modern BI refers to the latest practices in data governance by separating responsibilities within organizations. Centralized governance by the IT department, storage, access guarantee, security, etc., and autonomous and decentralized data analysis for businesses with the goal of making iterations faster around relevant and complete data. Next, predictive analytics. Predictive analytics is a form of advanced analysis that uses historical and recent data to predict activity, behavior, and future trends. This involves applying statistical analysis techniques and automated machine learning algorithms to dash sets to create predictive and prescriptive models and build conditional scenarios, such as what would the evolution of my credit sales or investments in Germany be in the case of a change in taxation. And finally, augmented analytics. Augmented analytics, an automated approach to analysis through machine learning and natural language, the NLP, introduces the next revolution in the data and analytics market. Now, how to concretely implement these different fields of analytics within teams and for which population? We'll begin with an observation of the use of analytics within organizations. First, why be flexible and user-centric? Today, only BI experts, some business analysts, or data specialists are the main users of data with advanced or even predictive analysts. These positions dominate the adoption and use of BI applications and predictive analytics. However, executives and managers use very little data in their daily decisions. A study by MIT says that organizations whose decisions are derived from data analysis are more productive and more profitable. 2, agile, agile, agile. How to define it? This term is used in all possible ways. For me, the agility of a platform must be driven by 2 objectives: simplifying data flow and its performance, which is the speed of data processing end to end, from its collection to the capacity of analysis by the end user. Data collection and access is crucial for retailers who already manage a legacy that is often large and continues to accumulate millions of new data each month. An agile access and collection model are therefore fundamental. 3, flexible iterative with back and forth maturation work on the data by the end user. Of course, you must ask yourself the right questions, but the analysis of the first answers leads to new questions, and the new answers obtain new questions, and so forth. This brings the cycle of iterations around the analysis by the data teams to understand, apprehend, and mature the data. What do these multiple iterations around the data mean for the choice of the technological platform? Flexibility. Indeed, the data flow must be also agile to support these successive iterations to widen the search here and dig data in detail there. This is one of the major points to work on for organizations because BI chains have been rigid in the past since they've been built on needs of reports frozen in time. And that's the real paradigm shift. The data flow of data-driven organization must be flexible to support these successive and fast iterations. But why? Why fast? Because decisions must be made quickly and in real time. Waiting months is no longer acceptable. We speak in minutes or even seconds. And this is precisely Indexima's mission with its data hub. Indexima's mission is to put data at the heart of data-driven organizations. The key benefits of the data hub that our customers are looking for with Indexima are the 3 types. 1, have dashboards that load in less than a second, regardless of the volume of data, and allow a maximum of employees to make instant dashboardings without incessant round trips with IT. 2, allow IT to divide the cost of the analytical infrastructure, including RAM costs, by 20. And finally, Indexima is agnostic of all data sources and BI solutions because data is diverse and sources and BI solutions multiple. Biotopia is a website that wants to democratize organic purchases. To do this, they build a big data system around consumer organic buying behaviors via a consumer panel sent directly to the cash register. In summary, it is the analysis of millions of cash receipts on nearly 100,000 references of organic products. It's impossible for Biotopia to offer its retailers' consumers the option of analysis on organic purchases when they must cope with a 10-fold increase in its data volume while using an analytical system that combines data marts and cubes. As Biotopia points out, thanks to Indexima, they can now perform heavy and extremely redefined queries. This analysis, which was previously impossible to perform, can be done on a volume of data collected 10 times faster than in the past without having to spoon feed the data each time, which represents fewer days of work. This allows analysts to be much more responsive and effective in creating new dashboards easily. This is exactly what Indexima delivers to its customers, allowing analysts and managers to navigate freely in the data to make decisions and not spend their time discussing with IT to discuss data models, extractions, and infrastructure cost. As we've seen, Indexima allows companies to instantly access all their data. Indexima currently supports companies including the leaders in the banking, insurance, IoT, media, and retail sectors. The whole team remains at your disposal for any further information. Feel free to reach us at contact@indexima.com for any inquiries. We thank you for listening and wish you a great day and hope to talk to you soon.